Hi dear all, today I am sharing a video on giardiasis which is caused by the parasite Giardia lamblia. We also call it as Giardia intestinalis or Giardia duodenalis. It is a very common cause of diarrhea in children. Now we talk of Giardia, it is more common in the places where the sanitation is poor or if the individual is immunodeficient. Now we talk of the etiopathogenesis. Giardia exists in two stages. One is in the form of the cyst, another one in the form of the trophozoite. Outside the human body, it exists in the form of the cyst, which is hard and resilient. It can survive into the soil of water for up to 2 months, but it gets killed by boiling. It is responsible for the transmission. So whenever we eat the contaminated food or water, which is contaminated with the cyst of the giardia, it leads to the infection. 10 to 100 cysts are required for causing the infection. When the cysts are ingested and when they reach the stomach, the pH is low. So when it is an acidic pH, there occurs a excistation, and from this cyst trophozoites are released. These trophozoites are attached to the duodenum or proximal jejunum, where without causing the invasion, they lead to the malabsorption and hypersecretion, which results in the development of the diarrhea. Now, this trophozoite also keep on releasing the cyst, and which are passed on the feces, and so it's a contagious disease. Now, if we talk of the clinical features, whenever you ingest the contaminated food or water which is having the cyst of the giardia, after 1 to 2 weeks, that is the incubation period, it may result in the symptoms. Most of the time, infection is asymptomatic, usually in adults, but it is commonly symptomatic in children. So, the most common symptom which it leads to is diarrhea. So, it leads to the acute diarrhea, which is explosive, foul smelling, watery. It does not contain the mucus or blood. It is also associated with the nausea, abdominal distension and flatulence. Also, mild fever may be present, and the child may also experience the epigastric cramps. This is usually a self-limiting disease and usually subsides by 3 to 4 days. In 30 to 50% patients, it may also lead to the persistent diarrhea. In few children, it may also lead to the chronic diarrhea, and there may be the features of the malabsorption like fat and lactose malabsorption, and which may lead to the failure to thrive in the child. Also, it acts as a trigger and facilitate the development of the chronic diseases like inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome and all that. Now, if we talk of the diagnosis is established by the microscopic examination of the stool, but we need the 3 fresh samples of these stools which will be collected on the alternate day, because the passage of the cyst in the stools is intermittent. So we need to do the alternate day 3 stool sample examination for the detection of the giardia cyst. Also, we can do the giardia antigen detection in the stool by doing the enzyme immunoassay or direct fluorescent antibody test. Also, we can go for the PCR test in the stools. But if the stool test is negative and you strongly suspect the giardiasis, then we can go for duodenal aspirate. Duodenal aspirate usually leads to the high yield, high concentration of the giardia. We need to prepare a wet mount for it, and we can detect the trophozoites in that. If that is also negative, we can go for intestinal biopsy. We can consider it if the features are suggestive of lactose malabsorption or fat malabsorption and the radiographic findings are suggestive of the giardia. So we can go for the intestinal biopsy. Now, as we made the diagnosis of the giardiasis, whether it is in the form of the symptomatic, in the form of the acute persistent diarrhea or malabsorption syndrome, or there may be the cyst present in the stool, so it may be asymptomatic infection. For both, we need to give the drug treatment. The ideal drug for the treatment is metronidazole or tinidazole. In metronidazole, we need to give in the dose of 15 mg per kg per day in 3 divided doses for 5 to 7 days, while the tinidazole having more efficacy and requires only single dose in the form of the 50 mg per kg. Also, we can go for the nitazoxanide. The dose is 100 mg BD for 1 to 4 years, 200 mg for 4 to 12 years, and 500 mg for more than 12 years. We need to give it for the 3 doses. Now, the second line drugs which can be used for the treatment of the giardiasis include the albendazole, furazolidone, or parmomycin or quinacrine. Thank you.